Let's get scratching.
Let's look at the funk.
This is most disturbing.
Let's look at the funk.
I don't understand what's going on here. I don't understand what's going on here.
Very nice, thank you.
You want to file?
Patrick Mahomes.
Ever since YouTube messed up with the ad blocker, every time I click on a different video for music, it's just like, would you like to file your taxes this summer for 2026? Hello, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, hello. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world you are watching this. Hello, good to see you. Let me do a quick audio check real quick. Test 1, 2, test 2, and 2. Sounds good to me. Hello. Howdy, hey, what's going on, Helen? Hello, Bo. Good to see you. Ninja, hello. How's it going? We're scooping worlds? Absolutely. Listen, I got soul belled to absolute bellin' back, and it was awesome. We're gonna be going over today some Elestrals world stuff. We're finally home. Everyone's back from travel. We got some stuff to do. I might be opening up some Sunstrike. So if you're here early, thanks so much for being here. I know it's a little bit late for those who are leaving work on the central hour, but it's also nice and early for those on the west coast. So about Cobalt's 100 shenanigans, so good. Cobalt's bits, unironically, were so good this weekend. I had so much fun. I had so much fun with Cobalt's like bits this entire weekend. The Australians across the entirety of the whole are hilarious and probably some of my favorite people inside of this community. Full stop. Shouts to Phrase and Gwen and Dooms, and Cobalt, of course. All right, let's yap for a little bit. Got 4th at Worlds, only non-Cabal member. Let's go. Wait, is it Dooms? It's Dooms, right? Let's go. How are my trials back? They were great. I got in really late into Dallas. The flight was not bad. I slept the entire time. I watched a new Jay Nicholson video, as well as watched a video about Jeanette McCurdy's new book, which I thought was really interesting overall. So, yo, what's going on, Mental? Good to see you. Hello, morning, good morning. Dooms is awesome. I love meeting all the Australians. It was phenomenal. Yo, Shiznaz, hello. One time I spoke to you at Worlds was when I asked what you were cooking for Giant Card Worlds, so I have to be like, hey, it's actually about to say yes. It was great to talk to everyone, talk to you there too. Honestly, what's really funny is I'd met a lot of y'all in like Kissimmee, in Dallas, and this is the first time I think in a very long time that I actually had time to talk to people because like I scrubbed out in the main event. But my joke at Kissimmee and Dallas, and I spoke too soon. I spoke it to existence. I said, I wish I played more side events. Boy, was I wrong. No, it was a phenomenal time. Safe travels back were awesome. There weren't any hiccups. I will say this. I know there were some scares about the TSA and ICE. In the airports, I didn't have any experience with them. By the time I think I got there, ICE was on like a break or something. I have no clue. It was kind of messed up. Though, to be fair, TSA did stop me. They were on a shift change. My bag got pulled off to the side, and as I was going down the conveyor belt, they did a shift change, and so people were rotating around. This one dude came up and was like going through bags and whatever. He pulled out mine and he was like, this yours? I'm like, yep, that's me. And he's like, okay, we have to check real quick for a bomb. And it was my solar deck. No, it was my 3DS. They put on my 3DS and he started laughing. He's like, I'm gonna run it through, but you should be good. I'm like, okay, my flight's here soon though. Can I just go? I can show you it's fine. It's modded, but it's fine. Deck checked. I'm saying. Yeah, under 30 minutes between 3 airports. That's not bad. You know, Dallas is like out of there. Dallas airport, Dallas TSA. They had me in and out and like no problem. Vegas stopped me for some reason. It was kind of messed up. Yo, what's going on, Alex? Everyone say congratulations, Alex, on your top. He was freaking out and being like, I don't know what to do on whatever. Everyone's like, yo, trust your gut. You're good to go. It's gonna be fine. You know what you're doing here. And sure enough, Alex and Dean both just like slapped it. Both Vegas locals inside of the space, absolutely just incinerated everyone at the competition. It was so good. It was awesome. Top 10 challenging MBT for a not live stream game. Okay, that I had heard of the Cobalt bit, which was so fun. It was Cobalt was doing bits all weekend. I guess we'll start off with this one. Cobalt was putting signed Daybreak like packs on people, like, but they were just, it was the rubbish. It was just like the packs, the actual physical packs, not the cards. And the second one was sneaking Lumaroos onto people that were all like the Cobalt Sanderson pseudonyms. If you guys don't know, it's like a Benedict Cumberbatch situation where it was like Burlington Coke Factory, and it was like that, and there's 100 of them. There was X of 99 Lumaroos. I got 3 of them. I can't remember which ones I got, but I did get number 42, Kerbal Space Program, which I gave to Cthulhu Noodles, because Cthulhu was like, I'm really looking for this one. I didn't know I had it till the day of the competition, because apparently I had 3 Lumaroos, which I wanted to use in my deck. But Trish actually called out a really interesting thing, which is that this overall, you can't use the Lumaroos in the deck because it's going to be siphoning power to Cobalt. It's like placing little, as Trish put it, Horcruxes. Little pieces of the soul. Which, unfortunate. But that being said, really, really funny to think about. I was like, I kind of did want to put it just a little bit. I kind of wanted to rep the boy just a little bit. As I try to find some music here. There's it is kind of funny again. This whole shenanigans. All right, does this one work? Does it have an ad? It doesn't. All right, rock it up with it. It's like an evil fucked up spirit bomb. True. All right. So, again, the Australians are great. Cobalt's bits were awesome. The other bit that he ran was against MBT. As the story goes, against Joseph, he was like, hey, can I play a game? And Joseph's like, absolutely, that sounds like a lot of fun. And Cobalt was like, it's a not live stream game, is that okay? And MBT's like, sure, that's fine. I've been playing Sunstrike games all weekend. Cobalt continues to go Comagma, discard Celestlio, Rise. He's playing his championship deck. Playing his championship deck the entire time. I'm like, so good. That deck would be good in Sunstrike, by the way. I'm just saying, that deck is powerful today. And that's like four formats ago. It's awesome. Well. Even this regularly sized Swolax, I'm saying. I'm actually a lot shorter than I normally am. It's just depth perception at the moment. I got a new chair. And I currently don't know how to sit in it, but yo, it's gone. I'm sad you weren't in the Americas for Worlds. I was looking forward to having a Dallas repeat. Ugh, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Cobalt would commit so hard that he got stopped by ICE. The airport showed Lumira's ID. Oh, Pog, true. Just for a quick update, you cannot pay for Taco Bell with an X99 Lumiru. True. Oh, you're supposed to. Oh, well, one, congratulations on your graduation. And two, happening in June now. Well, you know, I been there. Unfortunate. Well, I hope everything goes well, and that June is a good graduation period for it. I didn't actually know that's how Italian schools worked. Yo, Ash! Yo, hello! Waylance will be banned before Sunstrike. What are you cooking? Actually, we'll get to you here in a little bit too. So I have some notes about what happened at Elestrals Vegas. If you guys were there for the event, if you guys were around for the World's shenanigans. First and foremost, if I met you there, if I saw you there, we took pictures together, if we fist bumped, if we said hi in passing, good lucks, hello, signed anything. One, I intensely appreciate each and every one of you. It was awesome as always to sit around and hang out and be there with everyone in this game that I have known, we have seen, we have met, talked to each other on Discord, messages, in this stream chat or at events, and then finally being able to meet or also just meet again and play. It's always super wonderful, and I really appreciate everyone that is willing to deal with my goofy shenanigans. I oftentimes think to myself, I'm just kind of a guy who sits here and sleeps for like 10 hours a day, wakes up, yaps about Elestrals for 7 more hours, and then goes back to bed. And sometimes I do well at an event. And we'll definitely get to that. But it was really amazing. And if y'all know, the vibes in the room were immaculate. Every single Elestrals event I've ever gone to is like 10 billion times the event that any Yu-Gi-Oh event will ever be. And it's so funny to think about because the Yu-Gi-Oh events aren't that bad either sometimes, but it's just like, man, they're so good. They're so good. It's ridiculous. And maybe that changes as the game gets bigger. Maybe things change as stuff expands, but I really doubt it. And I know I'm gonna be trying my best, absolutely, to keep the vibes good, the times rolling, and hopefully the cards casting. So that's going to be, I think, a good thing to look forward to in the future. And Worlds was phenomenal, hands down across the board, from the venue, the people, the games itself, and just everything you could ever want inside of a good closing chapter, I would say, to this sort of portion of Elestrals we've been in. Last time that we talked about this holding period that we've been in for Elestrals in the past couple months, like since Kissimmee, effectively. Not since Kissimmee, at least maybe since January, maybe December, sometime around then, where felt like we've been in this sort of like holding pattern of Elestrals, trying to see what will be coming up next for the game and the IP and the company and everything like that. And I'm happy to say we did get some answers about that at the Worlds event, in addition to just having a spectacular time and really feeding the absolute hype for Elestrals. I don't know about you guys. I know that most people are kind of sick of Sunstrike just back in it, but oh my god. Not feeling like this live stream that being sick of. Sunstrike is so sick. We got an early preview of Sunstrike at the event too. I'm kind of all over the place in terms of points, but oh wow, it was incredible. Played several games on it, and I am excited. I'm super excited to play some of the new stuff and the new things to be doing. The games at the event, even just the live stream stuff, was super fun and phenomenal. God, I love that. Swallow my goat. Yo, Rybot, hello. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Everyone say hi, Rybot. It was great to see you there too, by the way. It's always awesome to see everyone from the penthouse crew. It's funny, I know that the bubbling was unfortunate for both Adam and Ari, by the way. Quick health check on both of those. Two events it's happened to so far. Ari, okay, I don't feel that bad for my fellow Texonian here on this one. Shout out to San Antonio, by the way, because Ari's rocking up with Sorlid and Hydrake for the 40th event in a row. You can't keep on getting away with it. It's messed up. It really is. But either way, yo, Scott, good to see you too. Hello, hello. You're cute. Okay, good to see you. And also, congratulations on the phenomenal casting. I know y'all at the desk put in really great work. And while I know I couldn't join you this time around because I was too busy losing, everyone say congratulations, by the way. And thank you to Skyhawk and thank you, Kay, for your wonderful contributions for the event too. Bubble Buddies, yo, wait, you're kind of cooking. Bubble Buddies would be an incredible, like, Penthouse podcast. Holy, wait a minute. You're cooking. When Joseph was about to get on the plane and tweeted something like, I'm getting FOMO from an event I'm going to, and I was like, oh, dude, yeah? True. No, straight up, same thing happened to me too. I was getting and traveling on Thursday, the Thursday before the event. And this is actually a pretty good segue to go into my notes that I have on the side here for stream. So I was traveling on the Thursday, and I'm getting messages and Discord messages, and I'm seeing things in the Discords that I'm a part of that's like, Dan is in the lobbies, like slinging packs around, and people are opening holos, they're opening full arts, and of Sunstrike, and I'm like, that's fine, I'll get there soon. And so I get in there super late. Travel at the airport for DFW was fine. DFW is kind of this insane little pocket of a city. If you guys do not know, or if you weren't here for Elestrals Dallas, DFW airport is one of, I don't think it's that bad. People think it's really bad. I don't hate it that much. I really don't, but it's also like fine. It's an hour away from everything. The point is, it was built out in the middle of nowhere, and it's still about an hour away from every single major portion that was at the time inside the DFW. So you about to drive about an hour to the DFW airport. I get there, and my gate changes from one whole section of the airport to a completely different section. I have to take like a tram or a train out to this new section, right? But it's fine. I get there pretty much on time until the gate change. So I get to the gate change. I take the train all the way to what is called from the A to the D portion of DFW airport. Perfectly fine, A-okay, but I am definitely sweaty. I'm wearing sweats, which is a terrible idea for the Dallas summer, as we are now in summer, as being 90 degrees. And I am now having to speed walk over from my initial gate to the new gate, which is apparently in this new construction section of the DFW airport. Fine, if everything's okay, if I wasn't behind the slowest walkers in existence. I smooth around them though, and I get to my plane, sit in my plane. I have some new headphones I got for this trip. They are Nothing earbuds, which this is not a sponsorship, and I'm not sponsored at all by them, but I did very much like these for the trip. Been trying to replace my Pixel buds, and these were like $50, and they're nice. They're like the CMF, they're a little cheaper brand of the little earbud brand. And I would try out their higher end stuff just because of how good these features are and some of the cool things on them. Big fan. Yo, Dooms! Good to see you got home safe. Hey, good to see you got home safe. I ran into Dooms and No Brainer at the airport, a quick hi and bye. By the time that you guys saw me in the Vegas airport walking, I was like 10 minutes late to my flight. Me and Trish were in there because I was hanging with Trish and Josh at the airport for a little bit. And they're like, so you have to go? And I'm like, I think I'm fine. My flight doesn't leave till 5:50. And so it's like 5:30. And I'm like walking past and I'm like, I think I'll be okay. I boarded immediately. I walk up to the gate and there was like maybe 4 people left in line. And I was like, hey, are we boarding yet? And they're like, yep, we're boarding all groups. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that was fun. Let's see what else happened. What else happened? Oh, so yeah, just quick. I wish I could have stopped by to say hi again and hang out just for a little bit. But that's like a mythical or a mythological being of sort, right? Dionysus scattered dates, and if you eat them, all of your ailments heal. True. Yeah, get Carter talk here about async top cut for 4 hours, please. So here's my thing. While I do agree that async top cut could be something to experiment with, especially for like a Worlds event, because about every competitor is on par with each other. It's not necessarily too crazy to think that the bubbling and sort of the like close to bubbling people are, you know, just as worthy of making it. I also think an extra 2 hours on the event time is and the staff and the venue is a lot. What happened with Bean and Coder at Worlds? We'll talk about it. Absolutely. But hello, how's it going? Good to see you, by the way. Good to see you. Okay. Let's yap. Let's yap. So let's start off. We're on Thursday. Get there. I have a new suitcase. I've never had a nice suitcase before this event, and I gotta be honest with you, it was incredible. I'm also taking a trip to Japan here in about a month, and I needed some luggage for that as well. Growing up, I never took a lot of trips. I never really did anything. Our family, we had like, I have a lot of brothers, and so obviously be a lot of really expensive for us to do. So typically we just traveled with like backpacks when we did, because we were there for like a weekend. But legitimately getting like an actual suitcase that was big, mine's like this big green turtle shell, and it was so nice to have space for stuff that I could bring there and also take back. Shocker of all shockers is that Swolax is realizing that normal life is actually really cool. The actual, like actually having something that I could bring stuff back in without having to worry about space and stuffing everything in and worrying about the TSA was such a nice change of pace. Oh my God. But I will say I do regret a little bit of not getting more things to bring back for a couple of different reasons, but that's also something to talk about here. One of those hashtag adulting things, it's actually real. It's true. Also, by the way, hi, how's it going? What's going on, Clever Plant? It was great to meet you. Great to see you at the event. And I forgot to say hi when you jumped in earlier, by the way. Hello. Yeah, down into possibly getting kicked out of Top Cut, and that feels bad. That too. I think the extra hours are something that we can tank at our current size, but crunch the numbers, and it turns out that something that happens often enough, the X1s are dragged. That's also part of it. Is that like the difference between like an X2 and X1 is big and so vast for me, where I'm just like it's a double-edged sword. I don't know. I think it could be something that it could be experimented with, and maybe that's something that that could be for maybe like one of the opens or something, maybe. But I don't actually love the idea of it. We'll see. Other than Porky Wraith, I have no idea what else could be true. Wait a minute. Porky Wraith is killer. Big fan of Porky Wraith. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, the suitcase was awesome. The adulting portion was great. Getting to the venue was awesome. I'm actually gonna flip over to where we were at. So we actually ended up staying in the Tuscany Casino. I'm gonna have like a little bit of pictures here. I didn't actually take pictures myself at the event. It's one thing that I really did want to do, by the way, but I completely forgot it in the moment to just like take pictures, snap things, take selfies. Terrible influencer thing for me that I definitely need to shake the habit off of is feeling unashamed just to start snapping things and take videos and do whatever. For two reasons, similar to the suitcase thing. One, my phone never has any space on it. And two, I just in general bad to I'm just really bad at being like, all right, everyone, like get in here, or like take pictures of ourselves. I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of old, not necessarily in the Zoomer lifestyle for it, but we'll see. So remember at how trillion years ago you got me and Coder to stream and argue about fives. Do the same thing, but Skyhawk this time. Look at the fireworks fly. Yo, wait a minute. True. They made a casino out of the most overrated region in Italy. Is Tuscany the most overrated region in Italy for you? What's the most underrated? I'm gonna be honest. When I eventually go to Europe, I don't know if I'm hitting up Italy at all. Yo, what's going on, Sir Tractor? Everyone say hi, Tractor. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Mine, duh, true. Wait a minute. Hold. I can't believe your prefecture is underrated. Wrong country. All right. So, well, wrong Axis power, I should say. All right. So, Tuscany Casino was a phenomenal venue. The casino was mid there. Listen, I didn't gamble. I don't know if y'all know this. I'm not a particularly big gambler in the I play card games, which is enough gambling for me. It's I'm talking to Dan about this a little bit. Open up packs to do some gotchas. I'm good at poker, or at least I'm decent at Texas Hold'em. Shocker. But I'm not particularly good at anything else. I don't even necessarily love to go out there and do some slots, do some blackjack. I'll hang out and have a good time with some people who are there or doing roulette. But you know what? It's all right. I really enjoyed the venue. Maryland's really good. Shout outs to Maryland, by the way, and also shout outs to Pub 365. I pulled some pictures aside for this one and I couldn't find a good one to really exemplify this place. This place held it down for this specific event because it was like the only thing open that had availability, even half interested in having everyone together. Most of the nights that we were chilling here, it was at like Pub 365. Everyone would grab tables or like drinks and then like hang out. This is about right. But they also had brunch. They had a Cafe Maryland's Cafe. I want to call it Bogodia or Bodega, but it's Bottega, I think. And they were also pretty good. They had pretty decent coffee, and so yeah, the actual little hotel and everything was nice. It was super cool to be into. It was like a little resort / casino area, and so they had these different buildings around the venue that were inconvenient. I'll say that. It was perfectly fine. Had no issues with it because for the most part, it's just lodging while everyone was out either in the city or at the actual venue and in the event hall and stuff. But the way that the resort is structured is that there are different lettered buildings that you are in. And so either you're in the far side of the hotel area in the resort, which I was in building L, or you're like right next door to the actual front of the lobby and the entrance for like to get into the casino, to get into the everything, like buildings A, B, C, G, F, whatever. And all the rooms look pretty much the same. They were nice. Little bed, little sitting area, little bathroom stuff. It was good. Good venue. This was probably my favorite IRL event space for Elestrals. I'm trying to see if we can get some like pictures of the event space. This is probably a pretty good one from Skyhawk. The interior of this one was carpeted. Thank God she got some carpet in there. That was like the big a meme for a little bit on it. Shout outs to our tournament organizers. Shout outs to our staff members involved. Shout out to everyone who was working the event. Absolutely. The setup was super nice. The time that we were spending there was, I would say, so in terms of the venue itself, it was a mix between the convenience of Dallas and having it be inside of the actual event space while also having stuff to do like when you were in Kissimmee. Because Dallas was affected like 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from almost everything there in terms of food, in terms of doing things, but at least the space and the venue were inside the same hotel. In Kissimmee, there were plenty to do. There was plenty of restaurants, there was plenty of stuff to do before and during the event, but it was a little bit far away. Again, you had to either walk or kind of move around, and the hotel was not attached to the venue space, which I did kind of like that venue. It was nice, maybe just a little big. This was perfect. It was inside of the casino, again, the Tuscany Suites where we were saying. You walk up to this convention hall. We are in this room, and it was air conditioned. It wasn't too cold. It wasn't too hot. It had plenty of space for everyone. It was set up in a really smooth and nice way. There were sitting areas for people to hang out, trade cards, eat, do something casually. You also had places for the side events, and also you had the main stage there, which I'm pretty sure this is actually a good picture of it. I think Dan has a really good one here. You have the main stage here from the Elestral side of things, which had some really nice banners. He had a stream set up and this really nice sitting area. You can actually see me on the side here right in front of Cthulhu. And this was the main sort of dynamic for the weekend. You had places where people were playing, chilling, vendor hall, and also the Elestrals shop, which I don't really have any good pictures of. I think the best one is probably still, that could be the Jock one. Jock, by the way, hello, good to see you. You actually have some really good pictures of the event, by the way. I just want to point that out. Shouts to Dan. And again, more pictures of the stage here. Let's see. You don't have actually a really good pictures of the actual event space. I need to take actual more photos of everything. My brain is still on Pacific time. So here's also part of it. Why I think this worked so well was because it was convenient to get around. You didn't have to worry about being late. You didn't really have to worry about not being able to get anywhere. As long as you were still inside of the venue and still inside the suites, walk in and out, get some food, come back up, hang out for hours on end. I think the event hall closed at like 8 or 9 every single day, and after that you can go out. It was awesome. Every single day was incredible. The Thursday of get there, nothing's really happening. Again, we're going over to Pub 365 to hang out and chill with everyone that's gonna be there. Just kind of hang out, see some people that are coming in, meet some Elestral staff. And I get in there at like maybe 10 or 11, close to midnight, because I'm at the Vegas airport. And I get there and I see Red Baron, aka Larry, and we're both kind of getting in from the same area. And I'm like, hey, great to see you. Great to meet you again. We are talking at the baggage claim. We get our stuff, and Kevin messages and he's like, hey, if you're at the airport right now, mind if I catch an Uber with you? And we're like, absolutely, sure, why not? We'll wait. So Kevin is getting in. He touches down. He's like, I'll be there in like 10 minutes. We're like, okay, great. We're by baggage claim 13. We wait. We wait for a little more. Wait for just a little bit more. We wait for a little bit more. We wait for a little bit more. And suddenly it's like, hey, where's Kevin? I give him a call. I'm like, hey, where you at? It's like, oh, I'm actually at the Uber section right now. I didn't see y'all at the baggage claim, so I thought y'all could be there. And okay, we go. So we walk out over there. We walk out towards the Uber section. We say, hey, where you at? He's like, I have an obnoxiously orange backpack. You should see me. I'm like, okay, can you raise your hand or something? I'm like, what section are you in? And he's like, I'm in section double W. And I'm like, double W? I'm like, where, Kevin, I see A, I see B, I even see double B, but where are you? He's in another terminal. He's in a whole other section of the airport. And so meanwhile, we're sitting there like waiting, and then also having to play tag with Super Insane, who was also giving people rides to the airport. And so I'm like, Kevin, what are you doing? What are we doing? And he's like, oh, it's fine. I'll just meet you at the airport. It's like, okay, that's fine. We end up taking an Uber, me and Larry, to the hotel, and we meet Kevin there. Kevin actually pulls in right as we're walking up, and we're like, yo, Distant Coder, what's going on? International flight moment, exactly. Quite legitimately, I was like, oh, okay, we probably should have realized this. We probably should have realized this a lot earlier, but oh well. So that was fine. We end up we end up going and getting to the hotel, end up seeing people. People are already hanging out, going to there's another bar that's not Pub 365, and a little hotel bar nearby that's closing a little bit early. And so I drop off myself at the hotel room, again in the L building, about a billion miles away from the venue. It's not true. It's like maybe like a less than a 5-minute walk. But again, premonitions for the weekend. L101, by the way, in room L101. Didn't quite think I was gonna be holding that one for the entire day, but lo and behold. Get back and go to the Pub 365. Pub 365 was phenomenal. Food is pretty good. Drinks, not great. They were strong, but they were not great. I will say that I had an espresso martini. I was told that's a performative drink. I don't know how many of y'all actually do drink. I only drink casually or socially, really nothing big. But I sat here and I was like, yeah, I'll get an espresso martini. And meanwhile, I'm being told here this is a performative ass drink. What did I do? Absolutely bonkers, by the way. Any coffee liqueur is performative? Don't tell me that. Listen, I had some friends who were bartenders for a little while, and maybe that's true, as this is why. I definitely know it's the most like inconvenient thing for a lot of like bartenders to make, because quite legitimately, you have to bust out a bunch of different things, or at least good espresso martinis, which this one was just okay. It seemed like they just kind of put in like coffee things. And I'll say it again. Yeah, exactly. Ugh, my God, what am I gonna get? Oh, okay, I'm gonna get a Jack and Coke. Is that a better one for you here? Former bartender can confirm. Exactly. It's an inconvenience to make. It absolutely says everything that you are when you order it. And you know what? It's damn good. I'm never gonna apologize for having a nice espresso martini and a good book. I was reading Virginia Woolf's A Room of One's Own, by the way, so just saying. But yeah, yo, Creeper, my go, hello, good to see you. What did you play at Worlds? I played Solar, which we'll get into a little bit as well. I played Solar for the event. I practiced with Justin T, with Josh, with Trish, and with Trevor in getting everything out there. Not beating the allegations, true. True. Very true. Unrelated to Vegas, going to San Diego. I would love to go to San Diego. I think that I will be trying to make it out there for the stuff that there was announced. Actually, if you guys did not see, which by the way, hey look, there's me. Hat mentioned and showcased, if I can find the card party stuff. Hat mentioned the new changes to the organized play for this upcoming season. And with that, you get these really, really cool Lumavale arts that are going to be available at the different card party events. I want to go to them because I want to actually do well, and I feel like this would be a lot of fun to get into the new season of Sunstrike. I played one little match of Sunstrike, a couple matches rather, by the way, shout out to Cindershade. And it was so cool. And on top of that, you get these sick cards. They go insane. Where in the world is it? True. Shout out to my girl Carmen. Still not being the allegations, but where? Where in the world is Elestrals San Diego? Oh, there we go. That's a killer one. The one time I had a coffee liqueur is because I asked the bartender for something strong, so they made it out of their own volition. And it was the day I got the drunkest in my whole life. And you know what? I fucking hated that drink. That's usually how that goes. Look, if I had to have one caffeinated drink in my life, it's not gonna be a vodka Red Bull. I'm just telling you. It is incredible. Yo, what's going on? Goodbye. Hello, good to see you. Big shout out to our H-Town for the boys. Oh, true. Sis did really well. Top 16 was... The Javlantis was an insane tech, by the way. I played against Purple Snorlax, who also was on Javlantis, and I liked it a lot. It was ridiculous. Weekend pass to card parties 120. 120. I feel like so I saw on the blog post that if you do happen to convert, if you just have a Saturday pass, you will be compensated for the or rather allowed into the venue for the Sunday if you do convert. So I think the trick would be to like get a Saturday pass and then chill out for Sunday. And then that's kind of the idea, right? I think. But I don't know. I would love to go to these anyways. But yeah, also announced a reduced price for Elestrals players. Yes, that too. Did see that, which I think is phenomenal. By the way, what's going on, George? Hello, good to see you. Everyone say hi, Spira. Hello, hello. And also, congratulations, and also, we miss you already. Where's that at? I saw it on the blog post. I actually haven't gotten anything else on it. I was looking into it yesterday for travel plans because I do very much want to go to the card party events. They look absolutely killer. Anyways, so we're again, shout outs to Pub 365. It was holding down the entire weekend. Espresso martinis were strong. Vibes were fun. They did karate karaoke one of the nights, and we couldn't quite figure out what the karate karaoke was about. We could tell it was karaoke because people were absolutely going in on the karaoke there. But we asked one of the servers. We asked one of the waitresses, like, hey, what makes this karate? They couldn't tell us either. We couldn't quite tell. So, yo, what's going on, Dan? Good to see you. I'm gonna say hi, A-Drive. Hello, hello. Phenomenal event this past weekend. We were just kind of going over the, almost did Linkin Park in the end. Almost. That would have been a banger. My go-to karaoke songs are I Want It That Way by Backstreet Boys and I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan. Alternatively, was really tempted. Very, very tempted to hit some Brian McKnight if I really want to show off. But there's a few other gimmick ones in there. Dick in a Box is a great time as well. The classics as well. You know, you gotta get in your Welcome to the Black Parades. You gotta get in your Mr. Brightsides for the kids at home. You know. Regardless, this place held it down for everyone hanging out there. Again, the venue was phenomenal. The shout outs to the Tuscany here. For having, and rather, thank you. Huge shout outs to the Elestrals staff for securing this spot and getting the perfect mix between the venue space being great for play, being convenient to get to, having stuff around, and no one you could stay here realistically and not have to worry about driving or going out anywhere crazy. That was kind of the biggest thing for sure. Yeah, who's Cass? Who's Mike Shinoda? True. Baby Got Back. I just learned that new song. Yo, wait a minute. Baby Got Back does clear. Baby Got Back does clear. As long as she's 5'3". True. Anyways, so yeah, this again was the perfect little mix between Kissimmee and Dallas. The homey feel of Dallas with the venue being in a convenient spot per the hotel, and also Kissimmee where there's stuff to do around, and the venue spot was a little bit bigger to accommodate much larger event space stuff. It's kind of hard to see by this picture here, but on the side, I think it's the setup day. You know, there's stuff for the panels, the gunslingers, the shop is inside of the background. So I waxed MBT's Terracell with the Wombo combo pile. That Terracell deck is awesome. I love it. Swole my goat. Yo, what's going on, Justin? Everyone say hi, Justin, and congratulations on the 3rd place Sun and Moon best deck. We have the actual deck profile up on the channel already, by the way, if y'all want to go and watch that. But Justin put on a phenomenal showcase inside of the this event, and it was great to meet you too, by the way. Had a lot of fun. Okay. So that was Thursday getting late. We go to hang out again, Pub 365, and then wake up the next day. It's the pre-registration day. So pre-registration day is was nice. I don't actually think I have a lot of the any photos from pre-reg day or any sort of I usually want to go back to the Skyhawk picture. I'm trying to find a good list for it. We'll go back to the event page for this. But let me go to this one. Yeah, this works. Okay. Pre-reg day is on Friday. So pre-reg day, it's you pick up your swag, head up to the event space, the first time seeing everyone. once again, the event space is wonderful. You go up an escalator or an elevator, and you're there in the venue space. There's tables around to sit, places to hang out and chill if you're not going to be doing side events, or if you want to do some trades, like just looking at the Elestrals Awakened stuff or buying things in the shop. It was awesome. It was incredible. It was accommodating for the amount of people we had, and it felt like a good mix between the other two. Really funny story from pre-reg. So I'm walking up there and I see Hat, Dan, and Shady, and we're kind of shooting the breeze for a little bit, talking about this weekend, some new Sunstrike stuff and Elestrals things. And I'm talking to them, and I get my badge from Hat, who's doing some of the pre-check, and I haven't gotten my swag bag yet. I have to go pick that up inside the venue, and I didn't quite know this at first. The Elestrals swag, by the way, is incredible. Every single event for Elestrals has like the best swag, and it's awesome. I remember when people were like complaining for a bit, they were like, what do you mean the competitor stuff is this much, this, whatever? And it's like, I don't know how to tell you this, but the stuff you get is awesome. You get like the deck box, you get like the backpack, you get the mat, you get the cards, you get the spirits, you get the like, and the product too. Sometimes you get packs, sometimes you get, what in this case was an extra special surprise. So talking to Dan and Shady and Hat there at the in front of the doors, getting everything done and checking out. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go head in, see y'all in a little bit. Talk to y'all over the weekend. And Dan goes like, yeah, by the way, have fun with Sunstrike. And I was like, yeah, I heard you were handing out packs inside of the venue in the lobby, and kind of just like, starting the fun off already. And to my mind, I didn't actually fully read what we were getting in these swag bags. I know we get the mats, I know we get the cards, I know we get the deck box and all that stuff. I didn't realize, because in my brain, I hear, oh, have fun with the Sunstrike as you get a couple packs, and like, oh, here's some stuff for a preview of the thing. We got a whole ass box of Sunstrike early. It was so sick. So people all weekend were like opening up Sunstrike boxes and getting God packs and getting master sets. Like MBT was fiending between commentary rounds trying to find the like every single playset of what he could get for this new set from Elestrals that doesn't even come out for like 2 months. It was awesome. Yeah, shout out to MG1 and the Divine Packs. MG1, I think it's actually on the Elestrals Worlds like search queue. Oh, hey, there's me. I think it's on, as we were scrolling by, I was trying to find like pictures of everything. And like let's see if I can find it. There's a picture of MG1 and Larry after MG1 like pulled like a second God pack, and it's so funny because MG1 opened a God pack, Divine pack, excuse me, my vernacular is a little off, a Divine pack inside of the venue, and then opens a second one, I think a couple hours later, if I can find it. It was really, really funny. And shout out to MG1, by the way, absolutely cooked me on Hermes. And we'll talk about that in a second. Oh, by the way, shout outs to Sunflower, the Taco Bell deck profile. This thing's, a man after my own heart. This thing is sweet. I love this deck. This is probably my favorite deck from the event, playing a card that everyone thought was going to be good, Solar Charged. So cool. So cool. All right, let me see if I can find it. If I can't find it here within a couple more scrolls, I might just go back to our oh, there it is. Perfect timing. MG1 pulls 2 God packs, which is insane. The Divine pack like is crazy. You got the Eddie in here, the Ash Rabbit, the Astra Rabbit, the Chilado's in here. This is messed up. This is absolutely messed up. What do you mean? This is not cool. The mandate of the Divines is messed up. Anyway, so Sunstrike was killer. I really do love how we get Sunstrike early inside of Elestrals Worlds. It was a great surprise. I absolutely love the cards in this set. I cannot wait to play with more of it. And I know that people have already been testing for a while, but holy, this was incredible. So I also too we'll be trying to going over these cards, building decks, and getting sort of a preview of the stuff as we get into it, because now that people have the cards and we're ready to experiment, I feel like that's going to be a lot of fun to get into as we're getting prepared for these, once again, the card party events, stuff like the San Diego, the Dallas, and the Fort Lauderdale events that we'll be seeing sometime soon. So look forward to that in the coming future from your boy. Anyways, back to the event space. So Friday comes around and we're all just hanging out, saying hi to everyone, being social. Again, the swag. The swag is so good. Sunstrike, PogChamp, Sunstrike, PogChamp. From there, we get into the trade night, the Elestrals trade night that is going down inside of the venue. Again, I don't really have any great pictures of the trade night itself. One thing I talked about this a little bit before, but I'm going to say it again. The one thing that I regret doing from this or not doing from this entire event is stuff that I think, and I remember doing this from Kissimmee and Dallas, is having some more pictures and just quote unquote content to be having and made to document kind of my time here at the Elestrals events. Normally, I'm either playing from sunup to sundown, or I'm just not thinking about it. And so I should have been a little more forward thinking and being like, well, I'm going to talk about this later. I absolutely should just take videos and pictures of me with the prizing. Your picture of the prizing is hilarious, by the way. I love this post. Such a good post. If y'all don't know this, Alex is a Vegas local. And so people were like, hey, can you ship this back to me? Can you ship back the, can you ship all the prizing back to me? So it's like Kevin, it was PK, Trish, all the uncut sheets and everything like that. Everyone was like, hey, so I don't have room in my bag. Can you just ship it to me? It was awesome. I was just focused on enjoying the event and didn't think of record as much. Yo, it's got a decent shirt, by the way. It's great to see you there too. By the way, shout outs to our casters coming in here. Yeah, I just slipped my brain. I was like, I'm having such a great time. I'm about to pull up my phone and be like, taking pictures and videos everywhere. And so that was effectively it. Is that trade night was awesome. Had a good time. Picked up some cards there that I thought I was gonna need for testing. I did not end up needing them, but you know what? I'm glad I got my Hydrakes and Panteras and Twindras. That was a consideration for the night. I did not do any of the gunslinging stuff. I probably should have. That was one thing that I think Joseph was psychotic, and every single time I saw Joseph doing something, he was like playing the hell out of some side events, out of some gunslingers. It was so funny. I'm like, I need to have more of that mindset going into these things. Treat this like Disney World, experience a little bit of everything else, and just go to the shop, to the vendors, to the artists, to the trades, do everything like that, where it's just like, I think it's just the way to go. I really do. Yo, hello, Habibi. Kefek, good to see you. Hello, hello. How was your wedding? If y'all don't know, Caleb was not in attendance of this Worlds. Deeply missed, by the way. I think that was the one thing too this weekend. Your presence was extremely missed over the weekend. And we're talking to everyone. I was like, you know, I really miss Caleb being here. Understandable that you were not there. Hopefully the officiating was nice, and congratulations on that too, by the way. Everyone say congrats, Caleb. And that we missed you, Caleb. Absolutely. Joseph is the TCG commentator I've seen eke out the most value from the events. It's so funny. He'll like day 1 through Sunday, he'll be like, all right, every single break and chance I get, I'm gonna try to enter a side event. I'm gonna go to the shops and buy a bunch of things. I'm gonna try to get every single card and do some trades and also do whatever. It was so funny. It was so funny. But honestly, that's just the way to go. I think that's the way to do it. Taking pictures, making the content. He filmed it like a box opening while there. And I'm like, dude. Dude. It was so funny. Got a handshake from the bride's dad after doing it? Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, free time to play Gunslingers. So that's also something is that, and I know that he definitely got more spirit bundles and spirits after that. He did not need to do the Gunslingers, but I know Joseph passionately I know Joseph was passionate about doing the matches and getting some feel for the Sunstrike cards, and also on top of that, getting us a few extra loose stuff, for sure. So I think next time, and the kind of the lesson from this whole entire world's shenanigans is definitely just to treat it like Joseph, and just say, I'm going to be doing the most possible with my time. And that, I think, is one of my bigger inspirations for future events, is just trying to do everything legitimately. Gunslingers are really fun to play, and the clash against the Sunstrike can be an reward for it. I only played a couple Sunstrike games. One of them was against Cindershade, who was on the Ectoplasm stuff. That thing was killer. So cool to see. And I got jump scared by double Ectoplasm into into bouncing my Celestial that I had on board. It's wild. Catabasis too, insane card. Catabasis, messed up card. I also played against Ren, who from the Florida crew, we played a 3v3 with Hat. We played Hat, Julian, and Ren. It was myself, Josh, and Coder. We were playing a 3v3 Elestrals format. Josh, Coder, and myself were all on live stream decks that we played at the event, effectively. Mine was a little bit different. I played Lustragon. And against full-powered Sunstrike decks, or at least maybe up to a point full-powered, because I feel like there's more things to be doing with the decks on some level, but it was really, really cool to see. I had a great time playing against Hera. I'm not just saying that because I won, but because it was really cool to see what the cards do. It was amazing to see all the new stuff, but it was also incredible to watch Kevin crash out. As the story goes, Kevin is playing against Julian, and we're all in the back. It's after the closing ceremony concluded, and we're all sitting there, and Kevin is like, okay, we're playing against stuff. Moth comes down. The new Moth comes down. If you don't know what the new Moth stuff does, it is bonkers, bananas, crazy. And Kevin's like, I thought we were playing against Sunstrike decks. You know, he's doing the live stream decks, whatever. He's like, you know, the normal thing he's doing. So that was like fine. He started out with being like, I'm playing base set cards, man. Showing his hand, and he's got like Gorgon's Gaze, Shield, Jolton, and Galaxy. And he wins game 1, I think. And he's freaking out a little bit about the power level. And then after that, Julian goes, all right, Nah-Eyed Moth, and goes Winjin. Kevin's confused. Kevin looks at the card, and he's like, huh? He takes the card, and he's like, when did Hitler return? Why is Hitler on my table? Insane statement. But then proceeds to say, okay, that's fine, whatever. Julian then goes, Winjin, call Winjin. And Kevin's like, huh? And Julian's like, yeah, I have 5 more in my deck. Looks at hand. I have 4 more in my deck. Continue. Kevin goes, sure, bet. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Cut, cut, cut. I'm stealing that cadence from Kevin directly. Puts on top, and Kevin and Julian reveals the top 3. And it's Winjin Champ, OG Winjin, triple Winjin reveal. The side corner of the venue erupts. We're just going super hype sick, and Kevin is like hands in head, just cannot believe what we're witnessing. It is so funny, and it was incredible moment to watch out, and yeah, it was awesome. Everyone had a great time. I think everyone had a phenomenal time at that 3v3. Josh and I won, by the way, so we ended up winning that 3v3. But I think every single one of us at that venue, specifically in that 3v3, had the most wonderful time. It was so good. Okay, anyways, Trade night was good. I got a little bit of things there. It was fun to watch the gunslinger stuff. I should have been doing more of that. We ended up going then, I think a little bit later, or maybe this was Saturday. I can't remember when we actually did this. Maybe it was after the initial pre-reg. Went to Tacotarian, which was good. Tacotarian was nice. Got a breakfast sandwich for the morning, and then I submitted a deck list on the new site. The new site is awesome. I haven't used it before. There were 2 sites for this event to use. It was this and the Elestrals Worlds app. The app was a browser schedule and kind of sign up page for the different side events, and also to keep track on where things were and what's going on. I had a great time using this. The user experience was great. The deck building was simple and clean, the way they're making me feel tonight. And I think that overall, there are some small things I might change about, I would say to change about that, but it was great. Yeah, shout out to Primary Artemis for all the work they did on the site. Absolutely. Shout outs to another Elestrals design team and kind of the UI staff too for making this seamless and easy. One thing that I was floored about is when you're on the event, you're making the deck, it's a list. Like you type out your list and you can kind of see like the cards you do. But to confirm the list, because I was like, I want to make sure I actually have all my cards there, but I can't remember what it is. Instead of just the list format for submitting things, it shows you a picture. That's very similar to something like this. So for example, if you go to Justin T's list here, it just kind of shows you this picture of the deck you registered. Made it so easy to double check and make sure that things were good. And the visual aspect of this specifically, even now checking the deck list back on the like event history, is such a good feature. I love that they rolled that out. It was awesome. I thought this was great and really wonderful. Had 0 issues with it. I know there was maybe some bugs the night before with some people, but that was resolved really quick and easy. They also had the download EDK file to get some visual aspects done to upload it to like the law client if you wanted to go ahead and do that. This is a really seamless integration. The Worlds app was also great. I scrubbed out of the event. Shouts to the X3 bracket. What up? And inside of that, the X3 bracket, I did Sunday events. It gave me time to actually do some side events. And so registering for those, checking the schedule for it was really simple and easy. Sign up with just joining a queue and then they'd call your name. They would call for the giant card. They call for the various events that you could do. And that was good. Simple. Nice. It was easy. The only thing I would say about it is when you went to the actual app itself or went to the actual website, the schedule for the event defaulted to Friday, I think, of the day, and didn't actually like it. The default on the page was not the day that it was. So when I went to Sunday, I was a little confused that I had to click to what's it called? I had to click onto the date that I needed to see the events for the day. Instead, it started me out on the beginning of the event, like weekend. Not a big problem, but just something I think for the future to consider is maybe when as the event progresses, the default page it shows you for the side events is the day that it is. Because I was trying to scroll to find the giant card stuff, and it was a little bit of like a step process. Like it's like it wasn't a big deal because it was right at the top. You just clicked like the day, and that's it. Like it was not an impossible issue. It was not unsolvable, and it was really not like a problem. It was more of just a convenience thing. So feature request, not necessarily a bug fix for sure. But yeah, I did lose my voice from all the calling people. Worth it. The microphones were bad. Your projection was top tier. And I will say that I think the microphones, like sometimes I could hear people, sometimes I couldn't. But every time that you were up there using your con voice, to tell people like, Swole, get your ass over here. Your event starts now. Was awesome. It was incredible. And shout outs to all the staff running the side events too. Kept it going smooth, kept it going easy. And I don't think there was ever really any big issues or delays in anything. This event was run extremely smooth. And that has kind of always been the case for the Elestrals events. I think there's only been a couple times where we've had extreme downtime, and from my understanding and knowledge, that also had a lot to do with the old Play Network. But now, with the new integrations and some things that could be like fixed on the fly, really phenomenal job across the board, especially to staff members for keeping things a schmoovin' and groovin'. It was great. I would always recommend it, and I cannot wait to see more. The old Play Network, El Clasico. It was real. Old Play Network was something else. It was something else. Even reporting is better on this site. I thought the cool thing was that you could go to the website and report your scores by yourself. Even the reporting here was better. It's sick. It's awesome. It is awesome. Yeah, they knocked out the kinks on the Play Network throughout the weekend. The dev turnaround was wild. Listen, all hands on deck means all hands on deck, not 10-hour responses later, you know? Is reporting on the new Play Network now? It is, absolutely. Yeah, from what I saw, you can, like, when you're at your table, it'll default to your table, and you just report your and your opponent's score right there, and then that's good to go. It was great. It was incredible. You can also click mine to see the events you are in. So that's something that I also love carryover-wise, by the way. It's kind of hard to search the events sometimes, but if I just go to mine here, I can look at all of the previous little events I've been in, and that's really nice. Because when I want to reference an old event, this under the mine thing is awesome. From what I was told, it's currently being locked behind the TO, but they were able to enable it for the event. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, self-reporting is available, but both players have to report. That too. I think that's fine. I think both players reporting is like a good thing to have. I know it kind of maybe creates some discrepancies, or I'm not quite sure what that would be. For the most part, though, like I don't know. Heard I was mentioned? Absolutely. I gave you a shout out on giving me some give me the hands on the Sunstrike cards, and like the Ectopossum play was wild. I had a great time with it. So. Yeah, that was yeah, self-report and UI tweaks are on the list. I don't doubt it. For the most part, there was not anything glaring that I would have noticed. The user experience for, I think, 90% of people was positive to positive to neutral in the way that I think it worked. The functionality plus the ease of access plus the user experience was good. I would say overall, definitely some small things to tweak both on the event page and also like the app side of things. But I thought it was awesome. Yeah, it was great. 95% there, 95% there, and 200% better than the old Play Network. Isn't that crazy? Like there's stuff that's not even quote unquote like implemented or like needs to be fixed or whatever on this new site. But it's 10 billion times better. Well, I don't even need to glaze it anymore. But it was awesome. All right, so trade night was good. It was real smooth. The spinning deck list on the new site was simple and easy. What deck did I play? If we scroll all the way down to 35th place, your boy Swolax was only 3 people away from getting an extra box of Sunstrike. I cannot believe that happened. Either way. So, what did I play? I played Solar. On the day, I wake up, I have some breakfast, we go to the opening ceremony, and we're on to the main event. Meeting everyone, chilling out with people. I wore my Karama shirt, got a lot of good compliments on it. Thank you so much. Shout outs to Wirtz too, by the way, who was like, yo, I gotta get that shirt. And I'm like, Wirtz, you'd rock the Hypeland Karama shenanigans. That's also something I need to do at these events, is start taking pictures of the fits, because I do pick fits to wear for these events, because I'm like, this would be cool to see, this would be fun to wear. So the big pants into the Karama shirt was awesome. Absolutely. The Yu Hakusho shirt is killer. Hold on. Let me I'll be right back. It's like gonna take me 2 seconds, but I'll show you. One sec. One moment, please. I think there's a picture from PK of me wearing it actually, but it's this one right here. It's a little bit wrinkly because it was in my suitcase, not quite packed, but it's awesome. This thing is sick. I love how big it is, and it was awesome. Highly recommend it. Their stuff is primo. Keys! I know, I miss the keys too. But also, I love Yu Hakusho. I did also have the rhinestone Yusuke Eyes shirt, but it's a little small on me now. Because when I got it, I was maybe about 30 pounds lighter. It's 30 pounds lighter. Karma's my favorite anime character. Dude, Smile Bomb my goat, by the way. Yu Hakuto. Yo, Dimax! Yo! Hello! Everyone say hi, Dimax. We missed you too at Worlds, by the way. Inshallah, inshallah. Inshallah. Oh! Let's see. Wait, that's not it. I didn't miss him. Fair. No, don't say that, no! All right, so here's the rub. Here's the rub from Saturday. Saturday, wake up, have some breakfast. It's time to rock in. I'm playing Solar. Here. And I decide to go with a slightly different list, shocker, shocker, from what both Josh, Justin, and Trish are playing. I am, and this is no secret, I was practicing with Justin, Josh, and Trish for this event. We were all kind of squadding up together and practicing quite a bit. I didn't practice nearly as much as the other three, and that shows. Shocker, shocker. Trevor, Justin, and Trish, and Josh, realistically, which is more tragic than me in a lot of ways, but put in hours into this game. Hours into this. Trish flew out to Josh to practice for like 16 hours a day. And then they both flew into Vegas and practiced for more 16 hours before doing the event. Justin and I were doing some games back and forth, doing some theorying. And when it came time to be at the venue at the event, they were all practicing and side deck theorying and doing everything while I was out at Pub 365 having an espresso martini. But to be fair, and maybe this is the difference maker, while not in the war room, I did almost beat Trish. The story as it goes was that I had my emotional support Armadon out. Trish and I are in game 3 of everything, and I'll go over this in a minute. And it came down to cards in deck. Our tiebreaker came down to cards in deck, based off my misplay, by the way. But turns out, Espresso Martini was going to come through. I did not believe in my Armadon enough. All right, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about what happened for my run specifically, and then we can go into everything. So round 1, I'm playing against Freshest of Princes, and Freshest of Princes here is playing Solar Mill, and Solar Mill was pretty fire. I was like, oh sure, I can be okay with that, because what ended up happening was my opponent goes Humburst, going first, and then starts milling me for like 4 to 5 every turn, and I can't remove this thing. So I'm down to like half my deck, and Celestial is being milled, and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna scoop. I can go from there. Game 2, I went out pretty easily. I'm playing Solar, and so I just go Nova Core into Celestial shenanigans. It was not too bad. Pretty common affair. Game 3 comes around. I slap down he goes first. He goes Humburst, Apollo, set 1. Humburst, Apollo, go ahead and foretell Soulbell Champ, and then 2 other cards, and then passes with a set card. I mill 4, pass back to me. I go Celestial, or go Neblio, Apollo, set Guardian of Light. My opponent goes, okay, I'll stop and Gorgon's Gaze your Neblio to not get the foretell, and I just pass from there. My opponent then goes, draws for turn, then goes Apollo effect. Goes, hits shield, Soul Bell, champion of Apollo. Cast both Soul Bells, ascend 2 of them into Celestlio. Yeah, I think that does it. I think that about wins. I think you got it. Yep. For sure. I can't feel too bad about that one. I'm like, okay, you know what? You got me. You definitely did. That was like apparently the theme all weekend with the Solar players, is that they were hitting the Soul Bell stuff into Celestlio Sends like super awesome. Fucked up, dude. It was such a funny way to start the day, because again, game 1, I was like, okay, that was fine. You know, I got Solar milled, whatever. The second one, the Axar special, legitimately Axar special. Second game, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. This is how I expect the matchup to go. But the triple Soul Bell into Celestlio cast was so unfortunate. And all I had was Guardian of Light. I kept the hand because I was like, that should be fine. Oh my God. Plucking into Apollo, into Celestlio, Soul Bell. I'm sane, dog. I'm sane. It was whatever. Anyways, yeah, I don't know how much more of the Doom Room could have prepared me for that one. Anyways, round 2, I don't feel too bad about it. Round 2 comes around, and I'm facing off against Ash Winters, which, if you guys do not know, was my opponent for the Kissimmee Constellation match. That I was playing Solar, and they were playing Fish, I think, or the Lockgun deck at that time. And we play again. It was very, very funny because Ash. So I'm sitting down, and sitting down, people around me, and they're like, "Oh, who's I see someone else from the Coat Collective," and they're sitting beside me, and they're like, "Oh, who's your opponent?" And I'm like, "You'll see in a moment." It was really funny, and we wait there, and everyone's sitting down, getting ready, and shuffling the decks, and Ash goes, "Oh my God!" Just the absolute. It's like, I don't want to be here, man. I'm like, hey, Ash, good to see you. Hi. Guess what? I'm playing Solar again. It was very funny. It was very, very funny. So Ash and I have a pretty decent game. I do go like the nuts. I think I dropped Celestlio a couple times, and it was just a normal Fish versus Solar match. It wasn't particularly anything crazy. Ash is a very good player. And it just happened to be that, you know, Solar does have a great matchup into Fish. You just go like Nova Cores into like Celestlio stuff. And they didn't have the back row often to contest the boards I was making. It really just came down to like, I could go because there was barely a Gorgon's Gaze in sight. And by the time I got to Celestlio, I could just pop and go nuts. So that's it. NBD, we ended up taking that one 2-0 over Ash to move on to the next round, which we were playing off against, of course. I actually think I have to check for round 3. I got absolutely demolished by MG1, who ended up converting to the next day, whose MG1 was on Hermes. And it's really funny because I remember saying to myself, I didn't actually get any practice into Hermes. Hermes was one of those decks that I said, I don't really think that many people are going to be on it. Maybe MG, maybe Y Rebellion, which, shocker, those 2 people, you know, converted. But then also I was like, maybe there's going to be like 2 or 3, maybe there'll be 5 in the entire event. Maybe. So what are the odds? I can just dodge this deck, can't I? Well, sure enough, one of the best players in the world, let alone one of the best players on the deck, period. We go in. It was a quick and easy at 2-0. And that's about it. I don't know what I could have done necessarily better in the matchup. This is like the one thing about Hermes I think is so tricky to play around, is that it's like we would both get down to like super low spirits, but the healing ability of Hermes to go into like the Aviolith just kept MG in the game so much that we got down to like 5 spirits while I had like maybe 8 or 9, and I didn't have enough juice and didn't have enough like momentum to keep on the pressure. And so you can kind of just like as Hermes continue to do things, do your removal, do your heal slots, do trickery shenanigans, and set up stuff like for Hydrake that I know MG was playing inside the main. So it was like, it was just good. I don't know, it was a good match. I don't really feel particularly bad about it. MG1's like a super skilled player, and it just kind of came down to like the fact that I could not get a foothold from the removal, and MG, it was playing very well. So combination of both, 2-0 swiftly. Didn't feel too bad about it, but now at this point I'm X2 and I'm X2 early. So I have to win out from here. And this is where things get a little bit tricky because now I'm up against San. San also top 16 from Elestrals Dallas, and also I think top 16 from Kissimmee. Also another insanely good player. The problem is I am facing off against a solar mirror match. I don't know how to play into the solar mirror match. The funny judge call on this one too. Yeah, we'll get into that one. Actually, that was game one. We'll talk about game one. Game one was pretty typical. Both of us were playing on no mats as the San Sally special, and we're both just slapping down solar cards, the Neblios, to try to hit in and try to keep us off of solar spirits back and forth. And it comes down to me with a Lumaru on board and San with a Leo Bright that whiffs. And I declare into San's Leo Bright. This is a very important thing to note, by the way. And I said anything here. And that is me passing priority, by the way. It's important to know. And San goes, no, nothing here. And then I go, flip up Argo. Now San goes, I don't think you can do that. And I said, what do you mean? And she says, well, because you're passing priority, and that means that you would have had to activate that before and on attack declaration before passing priority, meaning that I would have a chance to respond. But now that means that I don't have a chance to respond. And I'm like, I think you might be right. I just want to confirm this. So we call a judge over to look at this. And again, we are some of the best players inside of the entire world. This is something that I'm like, I have heard that before. I don't think she's wrong at all, because I'm like, no, that makes sense, because that also came up in our testing. I think it was Trish or Josh. Josh would do this where Josh would go like anything here and would pass priority, and so then would flip up Argo. And so my muscle memory is sitting here like, yeah, this makes sense. So Nick comes over and clarifies like, nope, yep, you cannot do that. If you are saying like, if you are saying like anything here, if you are passing priority to your opponent before you have, let's say, this Argo set and flip it up yourself, your opponent gets the clear, you cannot then at that point flip Argo as a response. That is you passing the attack declaration priority over, and that's it. I scoop it up immediately and I'm like, yeah, you got it from there. Completely my B. And I'm like, you know what? Good lesson for later. I heard that came up with Trevor, and it didn't matter as much in that match. Apparently Trevor won, but but I was like, again, and yeah, Skylock says, if you're not 100% sure, call a judge. I was not 100% certain, but I also had heard that before. So it was not, it was, and she was completely right. So remember to always, if it's your go, if you're a turn player, flip up your Argo appropriately. And also don't let someone else do that to you. Just saying, if someone else passes priority to you and then they attempt to flip up Argo, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but it's already over at that point. So yeah, but knocked out of a top cut and from me the exact same way during the Daybreak meta. Exactly. Shouts to Bo too. I taught her that. True. It's good to do. It's good to know. So yeah, that was the first game. Game two, I end up winning just by nature of having, I think she ended up bricking or didn't end up seeing dudes, and I was able to clear the board fast, like soon enough, and just like drop Elestrals and swing. So nothing super exciting on that last game. I think I even dropped a Celestial at some point in time that ended up like kind of taking it. The last game ended up coming down to just having insane amounts of removal. Both of us weren't necessarily drawing incredibly great, but we were dropping Lumarus and Neblios, which were getting hit by PTAs and shields and Cryoblast. And so as we're trading blows back and forth, trying to establish a foothold in this game, it ends up coming down to me with a Neblio, San with nothing, and me with my emotional support Armadon. That's right, everyone. The emotional support Armadon in the side came up. It absolutely came up. Let me talk about it. This card has been my goat. Most people ask what the emotional support Armadon in the side deck is for. And I gotta tell you, it's not for anything particularly good. It's just because I'm a kind of a goober, and I like this card a lot, truth be told. Like, what's up? Hey, what's going on? What's up, Chris? Up and say hi, Chris. How's it going? Good to see you. Awesome seeing you this weekend as well. Loved seeing you. Will you be in Florida? I will be in Florida. I'm going to be trying to go to all the card party events to get the Luma Veils, but I also do legitimately want to do good at the events because my competitive fire is lit from this event. And so Armadon became kind of a joke from Kissimmee. As San, Josh, and myself were in Kissimmee, signifying or like solidifying the side deck cards. They're like, Josh is sitting there confirming stuff and going to the main deck. I'm sitting here like, I don't have any of these cards. I have cards I brought in my deck box that I thought would be funny. And one of them was an emotional support Armadon, because I kind of just like my Armadon. He's a cool guy. He's a goofy little baby. And it came up against Josh and Kissimmee because I foretold it off of Celestia, which, I had other Elestrals in that set, so it didn't really matter, but it came up then. This tournament, though, emotional support Armadon was a difference maker. So into San, I would go defense position Armadon, or attack position Armadon and Neblio, and swing 2. San had a Tsunami set, so the Gambit actually came up to where Armadon turning into defense would just burn for an extra damage, and taking the Tsunami damage is still 2 spirits, so San takes the 2 spirits. She ends up going into a Lumaru and Cryoblast my Neblio. I then am able to Altar of Stars my Armadon to burn for an extra damage, protect my Armadon from this Lumaru. I clear the Lumaru, turn Armadon to attack and swing for 2 more. And at that point, the game is solidified in my hands for game 3 because of this emotional support Armadon just doing chip damage back and forth and swinging. It was phenomenal. I'm like, thank you, emotional support Armadon. Thank you. You actually came up. Also, we got to ban this card. We got to ban Helios. I was told this card was banned. It's still at 3 for some reason. And turns out, no Earth Spirits, by the way. No Earthquake, to be fair, but, same, but different. So we ended up taking that one in round 5 to, or round 4, sorry, round 4, 2-1. We then move on to round what, 5, where are we at? 5, round 5, where we play off against Purple Snorlax. Purple Snorlax was playing Javlantis Fish, which was pretty good. But again, I think I just had a solid Fish matchup after playing Trevor for a bunch of hours. And so Purple Snorlax and I clashed it out. It was pretty fine. I was able just to do solar things, Nova Chorus, Celestios, and go from there. I can't say anything particularly exciting about it because not a lot happened. It was just kind of like, I'm gonna Fish Aphrodite, set 1 or 2, pass. I'm gonna go Solar Neblio, swing with like a 7 attacker, get it, and then pass. He did go Tsunami, turn my dudes, go Javlantis, but then I had a response Nova Core. It was really cool. Unfortunate that Javlantis didn't quite work out. Someone did top with Javlantis. I think it was Sis, and it was really neat. Great meta call, cool option. Love the big body. It's kind of like the Kerbis Ascension, really, but it was good. Also, what's going on, Perky? Good to see you. And everyone say congrats, Perky, on your top. More Frost being one of the best decks was really great to see. I want to point out too, this is the deck breakdown from the top 32s into top 16. When talking to people about this event in preparation for this event, I said very specifically, Fish, Solar, Hermes, Earth, and Frost and Lunar were all the decks that I was looking at for this event. And sure enough, top 32 and top 16 in this order. Again, if I wasn't playing Solar, I'd play Fish. If I wasn't playing Fish, I'd play Hermes. If it wasn't going to play Hermes, I was going to play Nixamera, Morfrost. So, the last one was not super great. But I'm the one Lunar. Yo! I got Smokey to the world. It's going to Mace of Hearts. Congratulations on your top, by the way, too. Congratulations. Anyways, that was round 5. Let's get into round 6. My final round of this tournament. I was facing off against none other than Trishula TTV, the reigning world champion, which I call this one the Josh round. Josh and I have matched up into each other every single round of these opens. Not every single round, that'd be ridiculous. Every single time we get into these opens, usually into a pivotal moment inside of the open. For example, Josh and I in Kissimmee played in the 6th round. I think we were both topping pretty much regardless, but we matched up then, and I think I had to clear that one. Round 4 of Dallas, we matched up into each other, and I also won that one against Josh. In this one, Trishula and I are both X2. And I'm sitting here, and I'm like, I think, and we both have to win the out to get into Top Cut, just hands down. So this is some real stakes on the line here. First and foremost, I want to say throughout the entire event, this was the vibe. Ready for this one? Someone would go X1 or someone would go X2. And you'd be like, well, who's all X2? And it'd be like the most crazy names in the game you've ever heard of. Champions upon champions of Elestrals players were inside the X1 and X2 bracket. And every single person is like, oh my God, because like not in any sort of bad way, but normally at these events, you're expecting to be like, okay, well, you know, those players would just be undefeated or in the X1 bracket. But every single person was a heavy hitter in this event. From all the way from the top slot to like the 87th person, whoever was like our cap register, every single person was terrifying. Like a name that you know, a name that you see. It's like, it's so funny. And every single time, without fail, you sit down and be like, oh my God, why are you here? Oh my God, no free rounds. No free rounds the entire time. And not to say that there are free rounds. Again, we should always be respecting our opponent. But to the caliber that it's like I didn't think I was going to have to like really grind against some of the best players into the world. Every single round, every single event, every single like pairing was just a knockout. It was awesome. So cool. So cool. Anyways, Trish and I come around. It's a mirror match. We're playing practically the exact same deck. Our side deck options don't really come in to play. I almost Helios Chariot Ride him. Or Helios Slumber him, but I decided to go without it and decided to go into Armadon instead. Game 1, he ends up winning. Or game 1, I end up winning? No, game 1, he ends up winning. Game 2, I end up winning. They're just solar affairs. We're just trading back and forth. He ends up getting triple Gorgons at some point in time, which is wild. But we go into game 3. We're getting low on time. This is the tournament run right here. Either one of us is walking away the champion, or the other one is and the other one's going sad home / at the venue playing side events. So we get there. Time is called. Trish and I both have 1 spirit left. Or rather, I have 2 spirits left. Trish has 1 spirit left. It's turns 1, 2, or 0, 1, 2, 3. Pass back to me on turn 2. Armadon, or turn 1, whatever. Armadon, I draw. I need to either place it in defense or go to attack. Trish is on 1 spirit. All I need to do is go Armadon in defense, pass. Trish passes back to me, and unless it leaves an Ambrosia suddenly, and all I need to do is turn Armadon into attack to burn for game. Now, you would think to yourself, that would be the correct sequence of events, but I'm sitting here like, well, that has to be, it's only 1 spirit left. Shield doesn't work, Tip doesn't work, Gorgons doesn't work. That has to be Guardian of Light. If it's Guardian of Light, Trish wins on the spot. But if it's not, out of all the other counter runes in the deck, Argo, Altar, Shield, Tip, and Gorgons don't work here. It has to be Guardian. And sure enough, I Armadon attack swing, and it's Guardian of Light. Yeah. World champ diff, baby. World champ diff, that's all I'm saying. All I need to do is Armadon defense, because nothing really beats the 6 booty, turn to attack, and swing on the next turn. But we end up getting down to 1 spirit each. I swing into the garden. He heals up 2. He drops. He goes Apollo for 1. Foretells Lumaru, grabs the Lumaru, plays with the last spirit, and swings over the Armadon. I mill 3. I have 1 spirit left. I look over to the judge and I say, hey, just to confirm, what happens if I pass here or set a couple cards and just like say pass? You don't necessarily surrender here. And I think it was Nick, I believe, it would go to cards in deck at this time. After you guys are the same spirits. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Because I don't want to screw over Trish either. That's part of my reasoning here is I'm like, well, I misplayed clearly. So, but I also don't want to screw over Trish if I just pass because I'm like, I have nothing I can do. So I'm like, do we get a double loss? Like what happens if we're tying here? Thank God. It goes to time. It goes to cards in deck. Trish has like 5 more cards than I, and we just send it. We count cards. I get to 17. He goes 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Big over. Trish moves on. I'm X3 going into the last round. Emotional support Armadon. I did not believe in hard enough. I did not believe in hard enough. That's my bad. My bad. Ugh. Beautiful. Armadon came up. It would have won 2 games in 2 rounds out of this tournament if I just believed in it hard enough for both rounds. I believed in it in one, I didn't believe in it to the other. Yeah, not a legal way for a single game to end in a draw, which I think is phenomenal. Honestly, it was really helpful to know because I didn't want to get into a scenario where I was also messing up Trish's run, despite the fact that very easily that could have been an Armadon to defense attack game and we could move on. Though I think that in my own confidence, I don't even know if I could have won the last round. There would have been a lot of scenarios there, I think, where rounds, like I knock Trish out and then round 7, I get knocked out or something happens to where none of us convert. And now I'm just like friendly firing and Justin and Shirt are the only 2 in Top Cut to move on. And then we don't get this amazing Worlds thing. So if anything, the amazing World story that we got is because of, well, it's because of yours truly. So you're welcome, everyone. No, I'm joking. But that was it. Round 7. Round 7, I faced off against 7 Shadow. Against 7 Shadow. What a hero. Listen, not all heroes wear capes. Some of us cast Armadon in attack mode. So, 7 Shadow was playing Dionysus. I won 2-0. 7 Shadow had a really unfortunate game 1. They did the Swalax special and expected to draw like 4 times. And then I just like soloed all over the place. And same thing with game 2. It was unfortunate. It was very unfortunate. But we ended up on the day in the final round at 35th place. We did not get our top 32 prizing to get the extra box of Sunstrike. I was kind of bummed. I was really looking forward to that. But tiebreakers in. Actually, no, forget asynchronous top cut. Can we do asynchronous top 32? Can we go back? Hold on. I'll fight for asynchronous, but as long as it's asynchronous top 32, let's add 4 hours to this tournament. True. What's going on, Spicy? By the way, hello. Everyone say hi, Spicy. Good to see you. And also, hi, Shirt. Trevor, I didn't say how many came in. Congratulations on your 2nd place. Oh my God, run of a lifetime. Run of the century. Everyone say congratulations, Trevor, my goat. What an insane, like, y'all don't even know this. Trevor was the best fish player in the room, and that showed. Sorry, Dooms. It's not Dooms. Sorry, Doom Raider. But legitimately, we were sitting there practicing, playing. We were like building decks, doing whatever. And I'm just telling everyone, I'm like, I legitimately, Trevor is the goat here. Sure, it's the fish player of all time. I simple as. At Coder. So that was our event time today. Like I think this was a phenomenal run for the day. Again, the bracket was intensely scary. Shout outs to our Swiss completions. I know Akshar was making a run. I was watching it all day. 7-0 and also then got hit by the top cut curse, unfortunately. Julian has a crazy run. Wire Rebellion, unironically, Wire Rebellion will be unstoppable during Sunstrike. Wire Rebellion is is an insane, if not the best Hermes player in the world. And might be just the best player in the world if they weren't stuck behind Hermes. And I think Hermes gets better in the next set. So, you know, watch out for that. Akshar, I think, is the only person to top Kissimmee, Dallas, and Worlds. And you know what's crazy? It's wild. That is wild. Like, I think that Akshar is like an incredibly good player. And like, that's messed up. It's so accomplished. We have so many people in this game who have like insane accomplishments. Like, I know Skyhawk, you were talking about Adam having like an insane resume, but it's almost never like in the GOAT conversation. And again, same thing with Ari, or like Sunflower puts up like insane results too, right? Perky as well. Like, there's a lot of people on this list that I'm like, yeah, no, insane players, the GOAT. But typically when it comes down to like quote unquote best players in the world, it's like Beam Soldier TV, it's like Bo, right? But you look at people who have like these resumes of gods, and it's insane. Like, I don't know why I'm in there. Like, I really don't. Except for if you check the collect registry, I guess. Yeah, and Akshar made it past top 16, then I beat him. Yeah, it was top 8, right? Yeah, top cut. I heard about that. The top cut lower seeds all lose, and then top 8, the higher seeds all lose. Y'all don't know this, but I did make a joke. I was like, actually, the finals match is they were the 6th and 7th seed. It was 7th and 8th, unfortunately. I needed this to be true. I don't even think that's how it could work, honestly. I think I'll be on the same side of the bracket, if I'm right. But yeah, incredible day on the actual Swiss rounds. The bracket was scary. Yeah, intense games all around. So glad we lost that script. True. Me when I lie for comedy. Incredible. Actually, I can tell this story too. On the Sunday, we'll go to the Sunday real quick on the top cut pairings. On the Sunday, you get to this match here between Shuret and Justin T and Shuret. And the story that I hear is that they're both playing. Justin has his hood on. Justin is in the zone. He's like shuffling cards through, and he's like, you know, sitting there like the Yu-Gi-Oh player and just going like locked in out of his mind. And we see that from across the tables. And I remember Kevin going like kind of laughing and being like, oh my God, look at Justin, dude. And he is in there. So we get to Justin T and Shuret playing in the semifinals of the Elestrals Sunday. And they're both sitting there. And as the story goes, they're having like this insane back and forth. Both players trading blow for blow, like absolute barn burner of a match. Two of the best, most high caliber players, high octane Elestrals action coming hot at you at Elestrals Worlds. And meanwhile, Justin is like hood on, concentrated down, you know, Shuret's tapping, thinking about things, going nuts, playing fish plays. And then there's a spirit count check. Justin goes, how many spirits you on? And Trevor goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many are you? And Justin goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And without a beat, Sure it goes 6-7. It is like an intense stalemate of a match. Both players like laser eyes on everything. And I heard this from Nick. Is Skyhawk and Nick are there, and they just both go, oh my God. So good. So good. Absolutely amazing. I loved it. Absolutely love it. And so he's number 2 in the world, baby. True. That's concrete, baby. Oh my God. Okay. So Sunday comes around. We have dinner. We hang out once again, going back to the pub 365. Tired as all get out. And the next day comes around and I go to the gym. I wake up early. I go to the gym. I go to the event space and I'm doing the side events again. The app is super great. Very convenient to check on the giant card, which is for the Aphrodite. I end up scrubbing out of that. I lose to Spicy Sausage and don't end up playing it out. Because it's Swiss rounds. I thought it was single elimination, but I think the rest of the placements you get maybe some extra spirit bundles and some of the Morfrost Lycan forms again. And I sat there and I was like, well, we're already getting close to semifinals and the Constellation and the finals. I kind of just want to get some food and watch. So I end up dropping out of the giant card, Swiss rounds, to forego the pricing on that and just say I'm gonna go watch some Elestrals action, which was awesome. The semifinals, the Constellation, and the final matches were electrifying to watch. They were intensely good to sit through. Trish and Doom Raiders match was killer. The one thing I want to point out too, against Justin T and Dooms, is that I don't know if it's at this point here, but Doom Raider did forget to pop a card with Locagon when cast, and ended up getting so far past the game state that it ended up mattering so much for winning this match and winning this game. I think at that point they could have been winning, if I'm right, in that position, but it was so hard. It was tragic, and you can see it on Doom's face. I'm trying to see if I can find the moment in which it happens. I think it's like here, because it's game 1, right? No, yeah, it's game 1, and I want to say it's like here, where you can see Doom Raider. This is the rabbit stalemate. Yeah, it's here. So you can see the exact moment in which his heart breaks as this goes off. Okay. Goes into Locagon here. Does not opt to pop, and instead activates the Aphrodite. Gets Locagon, activates another Aphrodite. So here's where you have to go: Locagon effect to heal, old OG Locagon pop. Dooms does not do that, and instead Aphrodite. We're all sitting there in the crowd. We're all like, "What's going on? What happened? Oh my God, what happened?" Rumble. And so meanwhile, Dooms is sitting there and goes Aphrodite, searches with this. You can see right here. Hold on, hold. We're gonna get there. Doom Raider, world champion on the line. Right there. Absolute cinema. But in the heartbreaking way. Game determinative, match determinative even. And you can see it again. It's like, it's the smallest thing. Doom searches the card, puts it down, and then goes, oh. No, Doom, no. Doom, no, you're supposed to pop. No, Doom. No, Doom. Yelling out of the car window. Just like, yo, you have to be here. No, my God. Yeah, he had to play on stream after watch, super tilted. That's like, so the one thing, again, about being in the finals and also being in the Constellation match, I can, again, from personal experience, I can tell you the nerves are high. Like immediately you are playing right after you got off, right after you lost. You're like, I just want to get it over with. You're making even some mistakes you made in the previous one. Luckily for me, like taking the second to breathe and honestly getting a good opening hand in the first game is like, for me, was my reset. That gave me all the sort of like pressure off experience that I wanted from my own Constellation match. But into a game like this, it is incredibly disparaging, but also super hard to maintain a certain level of like mental composure after so many long rounds of Swiss. Again, going into this match right after losing, and now with the pricing on the line, there's a lot of pressure here. So I do not envy this position again, and to have it there. And Doom did phenomenal. Doom brought Justin to the absolute brink of destruction, and even like setting up for Arcolith plays and doing some really sick, nasty stuff with Locagon, proving that it still has legs and still has fins in the water. It's just so unfortunate that stuff like this happens. I wanted to highlight that because that was particularly like such a big moment for the day. Anyways, Constellation was good. The finals of the tournament, hello, shout out to everyone here. The finals of this tournament was pretty bonkers. It's the Chicago match of a lifetime. Sure, it being up one game to Trish's 0 in this was actually insane to know. Again, Trevor, sure, it is one of the, if not the best fish player inside of the entirety of the game. And Trish, one of the most decorated players, if not also still, again, one of the strongest competitors alive in multiple card games. The pressure was on for both of these casters, and they both delivered a spectacular performance, not only for crowd-pleasing moments like the whale PTA question mark, like the hilarious, believe in yourself Trish notes, but also completing one of the biggest storylines. Someone bringing the deck that was also the solar killer, someone bringing the deck that was the fish killer, and continuing this sort of not only inside of Elestrals, the biggest shadow group alive, Cabal reign, but Trish, someone who had simultaneously taken a long break from the game, but also put in so many hours of work to get to this moment to become finally the bride. If y'all do not know, before, Trishula TTV was a former second place, a former finalist multiple times over various high profile events, and while did end up winning an Elestriad to get their own Divine Rune, seeing actual tournament results and seeing actual tournament wins had been just at their fingertips for so many times. And finally, the biggest world stage, the biggest audience, the biggest stream, the best competitors, Trish and Trevor are going back and forth, slaughtering each other, giving it everything they've got, going into our game 3s of finals, down to like blast spirits, by the way, just absolute slobber knocker of a match. And it comes down to last cards and last conveniences, and Trish ends up winning. Trishula TTV ends up taking this one and goes absolutely crazy. All the love on stage, calls up everyone, and they're just hugging and crying. Josh, Shurit, and Justin are like, and I mean this all sincerity, some of the best players inside of any card game, period. And this was a phenomenal, touching moment across friendships, weeks and weeks of practice, and a culmination of years in the making for not only the Cabal, but also for our Trishula TTV, finally the bride, never again the bridesmaid. But yes, unfortunately, Trevor, now you've inherited the curse. Welcome to the club, baby. Welcome to the club, baby. So my buddies want to make sure the game is healthy before we invest, because our main games are Pokemon TCG, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Celestial seems like the mini hybrid of both. Pretty much. Yeah, this game, advertises itself as a, just kind of quick little pitch, both as a conglomerate of Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh in terms of its inspirations and sort of its mechanics, but has, I think, developed an identity completely of its own. The game is a lot of fun, healthy. I think right now is a pretty decent time to get into it. There's a lot of decks that are really fun and really great to play, really skill testing. Sunstrike does, blow the doors off a lot of things we know about playing the game, but it's also right before a set comes out. I think perfect time to get in if you were trying to. It's okay, I got a prize card I won. True! Listen, you're telling me. You're absolutely telling me. So that was Elestrals Worlds. That was Elestrals Worlds in a nutshell, from my experience and my kind of watching it over. We got some more news towards the end of the day too, after the finals match, about the organized play here, which I think is really awesome. I love the new structure of the store championships. Hey, look, there's me. Any starters I should buy now or wait till May? Honestly, I think right now the Aphrodite starter deck and the Aphrodite starter deck is probably the best one, and the Dionysus one are also great. So buying, I think even if you get 2 of those, you can make a competitive deck out of both, and you can have a great start into competitive Elestrals right now. Again, one of the top decks of the world's competitive stage is the fish deck from Aphrodite. So 100%, that'll get you there. I think the deck will still be good even into Sunstrike. It'll be competitive, maybe a little bit different. But I would say also pre-ordering the starter decks for Sunstrike is a good call. I always recommend the starter decks from Elestrals. They are great little competitive tools, as well as collections of cards and staples to get you going and get you into the game. So yeah, Hat revealed a lot of new things about the structure of the events. And of the upcoming season of Elestrals, a complete revamp and redesign, giving players, and I remember complaining about this in my live stream earlier, giving players a space to play for both competitive and casual players of the game to experiment, to have fun, to give low pressure scenarios, as well as high octane action to facilitate the community play and the hyper competitive. I could not be happier with the incentives that were proposed, the cards, the way that it's structured, the community bolstering, the kind of boosting out the communities and creating a strong established foundation. Because this is all something that I know people were critiquing the Elestrals sort of, not staff per se, but the structure of its kind of competitive nature, is that it was really worried about expansion for a long time. It's spreading itself really thin to try to get into as many stores as possible and reach as many people as possible. But to the point that I think Hat and a lot of the team has revamped into this sort of idea that it's right now trying to focus on making sure that its existing player base is chilling. And oh my God, we're eating so good. Not only are the different tiers of stuff, the different promos for everything, the QP for these events also signify a lot more of, again, reinforcing the incentives to play at these casual levels and to not necessarily box out people who are just kind of trying to have a good time. The rewards and the participation even are sick. All these cards are awesome. The mats are really killer. The prizing for stuff on the QP side is awesome, and I love it. It looks so cool. They had the mats for store leaders, people who are on the individual store level, like the champions and are grinding. Shouts to the folk heroes. And of course, they also called out the card party, which is their kind of rotating series of events, the Fort Lauderdale, Dallas, and also San Diego events that are going to be heading off the Sunstrike season. And the promos for this are these incredible Luma Veils, which I'll be trying to get myself and trying to go and grab expeditiously, because wow, they're gonna be incredible. Who else is gonna be at San Diego? Listen, I'm trying to go. Because it's apparently going to be the first big Sunstrike event of the season. And while we can have a little bit of goofy time, I am looking forward to this. I don't want to fly 6 hours again. Also fair. San Diego, Dallas, I'll be there for sure. Florida, I'm gonna try as well. I got some homies in Florida. We can crew up. So the big S events same weekend, YCS Columbus. Listen, I'm just saying, I'm gonna try to see if I can get multiple of these, but I'm optimistic about this. But I would love for everyone to come out, honestly. If I go, we're having a big party on Friday. Hell yeah, absolutely, that'd be sick. I still got to figure out travel and scheduling for these things, but for the most part, I'm looking forward to the future of Elestrals with not only these events, but the stuff proposed inside of the organized play coming up this season. It was something I think was a great little punctuation at the end of the events for the world's 2027 roadmap. And it was so cool. Love everything I saw. It fixed a lot of issues. It addressed a lot of concerns. And it met me where I was at in terms of this holding period I felt like we were in for Elestrals, waiting for Worlds to happen, seeing the excitement, being with people, and establishing the future of Elestrals in a way that was clear, concise, and incentivized both casual and competitive plays. Everyone say thank you, Hat, thank you, Ben, for this. I promise not to do another job interview until later. However, this was great. This is absolutely phenomenal. I definitely critiqued this a little hard in my last stream for about 2 hours, and this has all been a huge recovery for the game of Elestrals and the community of Elestrals. And it's obviously pointing to the fact that they do listen on some level that is very high, and do care about what is going on inside of the game, at least from my perspective, and the kind of the health and the longevity of this this community and this card game. IP wise as well, I'll say that, but I know it's gonna be a little more to do with Awakened as we get into there more. But that's pretty much it. I actually have to end stream a little bit early, but to kind of wrap up a little bit on what's going on in this kind of Worlds recap that I wanted to do today, and kind of this lowdown of Worlds. I wanted to talk about some things I liked and loved, some things I do regret, and some things I am over the moon for. I have these notes here down. So things I liked from this event that were just phenomenal, like, oh my god, the venue, the schedule, the swag, the staff and players alone, the people and the vibes were all great. Elestrals has some of the best community members and the best staff members, the best players, and the best vibes out of any card game, period. And I said this at Dallas, and I'll say it again here for this. You know, a fraction of the players of some of these really big heavy hitters, but 10 billion times the vibes. And I would always recommend it, even if you were just getting started out in Elestrals. You're gonna have a great time, whether you're just doing the side events and hanging out or the main event. There's plenty of stuff to do, plenty of stuff to see, and it's crazy to me that it consistently blows me away every single time I come to these events, and it's like, wow, this is another great positive experience. I don't think I've ever had a bad in-person event from Elestrals. So, you know, a lot of pressure there, but I have full faith in value, full faith in the team to accomplish this. Because, I don't know, it seems chill. Next thing is things I regret. I wanted to say this section was things I was like, is there anything I do not like? And it's like, I don't really think so. This was like really seamless. It was really awesome. The things I will regret though is, one, not doing more side events, especially because I didn't do super well in the main event. I think I definitely should have gone for more drafts, more Pandora's boxes, more gunslingers. By the time that the schedule ended up working out, I didn't really have a lot of time to do it, but I should have just like fired off and went for it. I should have bought more stuff. I didn't buy as much as I wanted to or maybe needed. And especially because the shop was running some insane deals and getting the spirit bundles on top of that too, I was a little worried on stuff I could bring back with me, because my suitcase, while, you know, finally a proper suitcase, I didn't really factor in the fact that I was like, well, I probably can carry a little more than I thought, and I definitely could have. So next time, I'm buying more stuff. Merch, boxes of cards, get me in there. Trying out Awakened. There was an Awakened booth. I didn't try out Awakened. Unfortunately, I didn't try out Awakened while I was there, and I should have. I heard a lot of the features were fleshed out, a lot of the UI and a lot of the experience was great, and I meant to do it, but man, again, timing wise, I just didn't get around to it. But I really wanted to. That game looks so cool and so fun. I cannot wait to try out more of the video game sometime soon. I know that the near the mid to end of the year we'll be getting more stuff about that. I think that's the timeline from the Kickstarter, but could be wrong. About to make Cam and Chase very happy. They were killing it. They're absolutely killing it. Shout out to the sales team too. They knew what they were doing. Lot of fun in those two for sure. Shout out to Cam. And then finally, posting content and making more things. I talked about this at the beginning of the stream, but I was a little bit regretful that I wasn't in like picture and video mode the entire weekend. Even for Dallas and Kissimmee, I wasn't also particularly in that way. But this one specifically, I definitely should have done. Again, I point to Joseph, the Joseph route, and even PK. PK is the greatest like event dad of all time, taking pictures, getting documentation down, selfies, photos of people. Like, I envy that man for a lot of reasons, and that's particularly one of them. I definitely should have been more into that, or like taking moments to take pictures with friends and people and matches and the venue space and stuff going on, especially if we're gonna be doing these recaps. And yeah, so that's definitely the biggest things there too. So things I regret: making notes for next time. Be more engaging in the community, Swolax. Duh. And the last one was things I was over the moon for. Again, the Sunstrike was incredible. Loved knowing that we get that early and are here to stay. I cannot wait to bust out that soon. The hat presentation was phenomenal. Covered every single thing that I wanted to see from Elestrals going forward in terms of competitive and organized play. Big fan of those changes, and I cannot wait to play in some of those events and do a lot of those things to gain those qualifying points to see all at Worlds next time. And finally, the community. Anyone that I said hi to, anyone that we bumped fists for, said hello in passing, played against each other, signed cards, took photos, really anything at all, even if you were just kind of there and chilling and hanging out. Thank you for making this space safe, fun, enjoyable, and full of laughter and love for this shared hobby and community. I thought that it was great to see everyone and be in the space where we could, again, come together once again for the Elestrals 1 year after Dallas, which was considered to be like the first time we're kind of meeting everyone and coming together for this space. And it's crazy that we can continue to do that every single time this comes around. And there's so many great members of the community that we can all come together for, and also come together with. If that makes any sense. I'm kind of just yapping at this point, but but either way. Yeah. All right. I have to head out a little early, but I will talk to everyone. I'll talk to everyone here soon. Hopefully everyone had a great Worlds. I'll be back. I miss you, Swell. I miss you too, Trevor. And I miss you too, everyone here that I legitimately, I've been feeling the post-event blues, and I'm like, I just want to go back. I want to play more Elestrals. I opened up some stray boxes of Daybreak, and I got a full art PTA and an Exaltus, and I'm like, everything reminds me of him. And it's, oh my God. I'm having fun. I don't know. I really miss it. I really do, and I cannot wait for the next one. I was looking to book for Card Party like the day I got back. That's how much I've missed everyone. So I cannot wait. I legitimately cannot wait for the future of Elestrals, both Sunstrike and even the stuff we have in the meantime. I'm ready. I'm absolutely ready. So that's about it. I miss you all. Much loved, everyone. Thank you so much for making this awesome and for a phenomenal weekend as a whole. It was killer. Thank you so much for being here too, yapping with me during today, even for this short amount of time. We'll be back tomorrow or Friday at some point in time, maybe during the day, to open up our swag, to look at decklist, and to go over some of the Sunstrike cards, some of the new stuff, some of the old stuff from the event. We'll be doing a deck review stream. I'll be giving out a few Swolax awards for my favorite deck, most creative deck, and some things from this last event that made it really awesome. But yeah, I cannot wait to see y'all once again. If it's morning, evening, night for you, make sure you have a good rest of your day, your evening, or get some sleep if you haven't already, wherever in the world that you are watching this as well. Take care of yourself first and foremost. If you haven't eaten anything, I probably will do that here in a second before I gotta head out. But in the meantime, I'll talk to y'all later. Make sure to follow on Twitter, subscribe, all that stuff to the algorithm, all the good stuff to make YouTube happy, etc., like the stream, yada, yada, yada. And I'll see y'all later. Yeah, that's about it. All right. Once again, phenomenal Worlds, everyone, and I love you all, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you at the next one. See you next Worlds. And probably next Premiere. And probably next everything else after that. I'll be in San Diego probably too. And then the Elestrals Dallas. And then, more things from there. Absolutely. All right. Bye-bye, everyone.